G'day again, Bream fans, and welcome to my highlights from the first day of competition on the Costa round of the Costa BREAM Series on the beautiful Derwent River in Tasmania. This is the river where guys come to catch 5 kilo limits. I've done it 14 times in the past, but I struggled today, catching a lot of fish and not really many of the right ones.
First thing, and we're going to get an hour more water tomorrow. There's the first donkey of the day. Get out of there. Actually, it doesn't look that big. He hit it right up. You see how shallow it was when he hit it?
Yeah.
Don't think it's legal. What happened to that thing? Don't worry about him. Don't net him. I'll pole him. Got you, mate. Oh, it's legal. He's legal, but he's not what we expect in the Derwent. We don't want to weigh him at the end of the day. Oh, Neil's on. No, it's a bream coming out. Watch him when he goes under. Oh, is that bream? Do you need me to net him? Same size, little one. On today.
Now, I've always found that early morning in the Derwent, there's a great shallow water bite, and it doesn't really matter whether the tide's in or out.
Oh, a little fish. Yeah, we'll get to it. No, don't break it off. Just have to lift the leggy up a bit. I'm just tied up a bit at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull that power pole in, pull this, move that rod. Okay, get that there, that's good. It's not big, this one, I don't think. When I say not big, it's only 30. The fork. Not a complainer. There it is. 32.
Now, I've found with the outgoing tide and after that early morning flurry of activity, you need to find something deeper. And this is the cardinal mark out the front of Mona that we shared with Lee McKenzie and caught plenty of nice fish off it. Just none over that kilo mark.
What's going on with these little bream in the Derwent? Oh, at least like a 32 or something, but... Tacker. 3 squeakies. I'll throw all these out at the end of that. I should be putting tags in them, actually.
The reef out there is pretty unique. It's 100% oysters. So if your line or leader hit it, the fish is gone. So I use Daiwa's New Exist, 8-pound braid and 7-pound leader.
Is that a bream? If it is, it's another tiny one. That's probably the first undersized fish I've ever caught in the Derwent. Well, it's probably not undersized.
Size, it ain't just though.
Let's put her on the ruler. Holy mackerel, it is size 2, 26. That is what you're not watching for. No one wants to catch 26s.
The top of this reef is about 2.5 to 3 foot under, so I use a slightly deeper diving but still chrome jerkbait to get the fish to bite, with plenty of pauses.
So that's straight in front of us there. That's Mona. The funky, oh, that feels better. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. That's number 1 for the day. Oh, look at him shaking his head, getting cranky. Just keep fishing, man. It'll be a while, this one, I think. Just want to keep him off those oysters because as soon as they touch the bottom, you lose them. All right, here he comes. He's hooked under the chin. No, he's only like low 30s, but he's... Oh, thanks, man. He's better than a 26, that's for sure. Really? Actually, when I look at him, he's probably a kilo.
Desensitised.
Yep, Tassie desensitisation. That's the first sort of, that's right. It's the first sort of proper one for the day. It's probably about 35 centimetres. It's a decent upgrade. That's what's going out, that little fella. So once we get off this reef, we're going to go and start structure fishing because those banks, the tide's sort of getting down on those banks. So and see what we can find in some nasty old structure. Oh, I'm just going to wind this brim in. That might be a good one. That wasn't moving, that one. It was just drifting to the tide across the reef. It's going to upgrade something in there. There you go. And a little silver jerkbait. They love those little things down here. Probably low 30s. Cast, why not?
So that was the plan for the middle of the session. Find some structure and sink some crabs into it and hold on. This time using my 8.5 foot Daiwa crab rod and 8 pounds straight through fluorocarbon.
Get out of there. Not legal.
And when I say structure, I also mean things like moored boats. Derwent Brim love a shallow jerkbait just twitching along the side of the hull.
Brim bite or a flatty bite? Felt like a clunk. Oh, there he is. Get out of there, old mate. Oh, get out of there. I don't know yet. It's only a light line. He could be little, could be big. I don't know. Haven't seen him yet. Ah, tiny. Pole him. A little squeaker hooked in the side of the head. That's why he fought funny.
We look at the bags of, say, 10 years ago in the Derwent and we think maybe the fishing isn't as good now. The fact is we're actually catching more fish now than we used to. It's just there's a whole different variety of year classes. In the early days, everything was a kilo. Nowadays, it could be anywhere between 25 and 45 centimetres.
And also he's small. That's a good sign though. They're up here. Little fella, right. I've got 32s in there and he's only about a 28, so he ain't going to help. He's too little.
The plan at the end of the session was to take advantage of the run-in tide, and a lot of guys did this really well. Unfortunately, I was still plagued by those small 30 to 33 centimetre fish. Well, that's small for the Derwent.
When I say small, I mean like 32 or something. Or 30. Thanks. Yeah, okay. Cheers, mate. Thanks, mate. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I don't think it's an upgrade. That's the big bait they eat. It's a big duo. Nice colour, isn't it? Purpley sort of sheen on it. I really like them. Oh, that's better. That's better. Come on, big boys, start playing. He hit it like a freight train on the paws. Watch, he'll be like 28 centimetre. He doesn't feel epic big. Like the big ones yesterday were just, they take like a fair while to work out they were hooked, you know. The big Joe is getting him to bite. It's on 3 pounds straight through. This is. Oh no, look at him. Tiny. In back of the head, saddled him. See, that's why I thought he didn't feel big. Nah. On the back of the head, saddled him up. So it's like winding a big deep dive and lure. I was trying not to get big bites yesterday and you get big bites, and then on the tournament day, you can't buy them. I think we all got a bit excited and caught too many on the pre-fish day yesterday too. That's a possibility.